You see this world we live in? It is a marketplace of madness. If you stand too long in one place, they will sell you and collect the change. But what happened at the Ruby Gardens Event Center in Lekki last Saturday? That one is not just madness. That one is a lesson from the Almighty himself. Picture the scene. The air conditioner is humming, fighting the heat of 500 bodies pressed together in expensive lace and heavy damask. The smell of expensive perfume, oud, Baccarat Rouge, Chanel is thick in the air, mixing with the aroma of jollof rice and fried plantain. The live band has stopped playing. The drummer is holding his sticks in midair, his mouth open. In the center of the hall, under the imported crystal chandelier that cost more than a duplex in Ikorodu, a young woman is on her knees. This is Mercy. Look at her. She is beautiful, but it is the kind of beauty that suffering has tried to bury. Her skin, the color of deep mahogany, is wet with sweat and tears. She's shaking like a leaf in a harmattan wind. And she is wearing a dress. What a dress! It is gold, covered in sequins that catch the light like angry eyes. It fits her body as if the tailor measured her soul before cutting the cloth. But the sleeve is ripped. A long, jagged tear runs down the left arm, exposing her trembling shoulder. Towering over her is another woman, Stephanie, the owner of the dress, the slay queen of Instagram. Her face is contorted in a scream that no filter can beautify. She's holding a microphone. "Thief! Ole! Everyone, look at this rat!" Stephanie's voice booms through the speakers, cracking with rage. "I fed her, I clothed her, and this is how she repays me? By stealing my engagement dress?" The crowd is jeering. "Call the police," someone shouts from the back. "Arrest the witch," another screams. Flashes from phone cameras are going off like lightning storms. They are recording Mercy's shame for their WhatsApp statuses. They are waiting for the police to storm in and drag this ragged, weeping woman away. But wait. Don't judge quickly. You see a thief. You see a jealous cousin. You see a girl who took what didn't belong to her. But the God who sees in the dark knows better. What the crowd does not know, what Stephanie does not know, is that the thief on the floor is the only honest person in the room. They don't know that Mercy's hand, currently clenched tight inside the torn pocket of that stolen dress, is holding something. It is not a button. It is not money. It is a crumpled piece of paper that feels cold against her sweating palm. A piece of paper that is about to turn this entire hall upside down. But before we get to the explosion, we must go back to the spark. We must understand how a master's degree holder in architecture ended up on her knees, being disgraced by a girl who cannot spell logistics without checking Google. Sit down. Pour yourself some water. This story is hot. The descent. Let me tell you about Mercy. They say that when a parent dies, the children become shaken by the wind. But when both parents die, the children become the dust itself, swept anywhere people want to send them. Mercy was 26 years old with a first class in architecture from the University of Lagos and a master's degree. She had dreams of building skyscrapers, but dreams do not pay rent. After her parents died in a car accident 2 years ago, the wolves came. Uncles claimed the cars, aunties took the house. Mercy was left with nothing but her certificates and mourning clothes. That was how she ended up at her Auntie Grace's mansion in Lekki Phase 1, living in the boys' quarters, waking at 4 a.m. to wash clothes, cook, and clean. And there was Stephanie, Auntie Grace's daughter, the Instagram slay queen who posted fake business class flights and borrowed luxury. For 2 years, Mercy became the invisible ghost in that house. She did Junior's homework while Stephanie filmed TikToks. She applied for 500 jobs. But you know Nigeria. Who do you know matters more than what do you know. Until 1 week ago, when a letter came, an interview invite from Davids and Associates, the biggest architecture firm in West Africa. Mercy danced in her small room. She saw a way out. But the devil does not sleep, and sometimes the devil wears a lace wig. The sabotage. It started with palm oil. Mercy had woken at 3:30 a.m., bathed with cold water and ironed her only suit, a cream-colored skirt suit from 4 years ago. It was old, but clean, her armor for the interview. She hung it in the kitchen while warming soup for the household. She wanted to leave by 7 a.m. to beat traffic to Victoria Island. "Mercy!" Stephanie's voice grated like metal on concrete. She walked in wearing a silk robe, holding detox tea, her face covered in a green mask. "Good morning, Stephanie. Where is my waist trainer?" "On the line, drying." Stephanie hissed. She saw the cream suit hanging on the door. "What is this rag?" "I have an interview today," Mercy said, a small smile touching her lips, "with Mr. David, the architect." Stephanie froze. Her eyes narrowed. She knew Mr. David. Young, wealthy, single. She'd been trying to get into his DMs for 6 months with no reply, and now her house girl cousin was going to sit in his office. Jealousy entered like cold water. "Interview?" Stephanie laughed dryly. "You? Look at your shoes. Look at your hair." "I am qualified, Stephanie." "Qualified to wash plates." Stephanie walked towards the stove. "Is the steel hot?" "Yes, be careful." It happened in slow motion. Stephanie's elbow accidentally knocked the bowl of raw red palm oil sitting on the counter. Splash! The red oil flew through the air and landed squarely on the cream suit. The bright red stain bloomed across the chest, soaking into the fabric. It was violent. It was permanent. Mercy dropped the ladle. "My suit! My interview!" Stephanie didn't pretend to be sorry. She pulled out a crumpled 500 naira note and tossed it at Mercy. It fluttered to the floor. "Go to Yaba Market. Buy second-hand. That suit was ugly anyway." Mercy stared at the money on the floor. How did I get here? She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She knelt down, tears hot and silent, and picked up the 500 naira. "Thank you," she whispered. Because in this house, even abuse was a gift you had to be grateful for. By the time Mercy scrubbed off the oil, it was late. She put on a faded black t-shirt and denim skirt. Not professional, but all she had. She ran to the estate gate, gasping for breath. Just then, a silver Camry pulled up, Stephanie heading out for her nails. She rolled down the window, the blast of AC hitting Mercy's sweating face. "Officer," Stephanie backed at the security guard. "Check her bag properly. These house help steal. I saw her taking something from my room." Mercy froze. "Stephanie, please, I'm already late. I didn't take anything." "Search her." The guard grabbed Mercy's portfolio and turned it upside down. Her life spilled onto the muddy ground. Her sketches, CV, pencils, her designs were getting stained with mud. "See? Nothing," Mercy sobbed, holding up her empty bag. Stephanie laughed and signaled the driver to move. As the window rolled up, she shouted, "Don't come back late. Junior needs to eat." The car sped off, splashing muddy water onto Mercy's legs. She missed the interview. When she finally arrived, disheveled and dirty, the position had been filled. She walked home for 2 hours under the scorching sun, the heat melting hope right out of her bones. The breaking point did not come like a thunderstorm. It came like a slow compression. The day of the engagement party arrived like Judgment Day. The house buzzed with makeup artists, caterers, event planners. Stephanie was queen of the hive, shouting orders, snapping at everyone. Mercy was invisible again, carrying crates of soft drinks in her old wrapper and t-shirt, sweating, her back aching. The living room filled with Stephanie's friends, the committee, girls with bone-straight wigs, 6-inch heels, acrylic nails like talons. Mercy walked into the living room with a tray of small chops. "Hey, Mercy," Stephanie called. The room went quiet. "Come here." Mercy walked to the center, eyes on the floor. "Girls, look at her," Stephanie gestured with her wine glass. "This is the cousin with a master's degree." The friends burst into cruel laughter. "Ha ha ha. Master's degree in house girlology," one friend Toke sneered. "She thinks she's an architect," Stephanie continued, "but she can't even construct a proper sentence. Mercy, tell them, what is the square root of a mop?" The laughter grew louder. Someone pulled out a phone to record. "Please, Stephanie," Mercy whispered. "The guests are waiting for food." "Don't talk back to me." Stephanie stood up and slapped the tray out of her hands. Crash! Puff-puffs and samosas scattered across the expensive Persian rug. "Look at what you did. Clean it up. Pick it up with your mouth if you have to." Mercy dropped to her knees, picking up food while the friends recorded her, zooming in on her tear-stained face. "Posting this on my close friends list," Toke giggled. Caption, "Education is not a hustle." Something inside Mercy cracked. She finished cleaning and ran to the back of the house, gasping for air. She needed to escape, to be someone else, just for 1 minute. She wandered towards Stephanie's bedroom. The door was ajar. And there it was. The dress, the gold sequin gown hanging on the mannequin, shimmering in the afternoon light. It looked like dignity. It looked like respect. Stephanie was downstairs partying. The room was empty. A madness took over Mercy. A delirium born of hunger and humiliation. I just want to see if I still look human. She took off her dirty wrapper and slipped into the cool silk. She zipped it up. She turned to the mirror. For the first time in 2 years, the maid vanished. Staring back at her was Mercy, the architect. Mercy, the queen. I am someone, she whispered. Creak. Footsteps. Stephanie's voice in the hallway. Panic flooded her veins. If Stephanie found her here in the dress, she will kill her. Mercy didn't think. She saw the balcony door open. She ran. She jumped into the garden, scrambled over the back fence, ran into the street, wearing a 500,000 naira dress, barefoot and terrified. She hid behind a generator house near Ruby Gardens Event Center. But a gold sequin dress in Lekki is like a flare in the night sky. There she is! Toke's sharp voice cut through the air. They descended like vultures, Stephanie's friends, security, and finally Stephanie herself in her backup outfit. They didn't listen. They dragged her physically into the event center hall. And now here we are. The exposure. Mercy was on her knees. The music had stopped. The crowd was booing. I gave you a home, Stephanie screamed into the microphone. And you steal my engagement dress on my special day? Stephanie lunged forward, grabbed the sleeve of the gold dress. Take it off now. The sound of fabric tearing echoed through the hall. Mercy cried out, trying to cover herself, curling into a ball. The shame burned her skin. God, she prayed, God of my mother, God of the orphan, are you sleeping? I have done everything right, and here I am, naked before my enemies. If you are there, please, just take me or save me. The crowd shouted, thief, thief. Mercy's hand instinctively dived into the hidden pocket of the dress, trying to hold the fabric together. Her fingers brushed against something cold, metallic, wrapped around it a piece of paper. She gripped it tight, not knowing what it was, just holding on like an anchor. But what Mercy didn't know was that help was already there. Just as the police officer reached for his handcuffs, a voice cut through the noise. Stop. It wasn't a shout. It was spoken with quiet authority that makes a loud room freeze. It was the voice of a man who signs checks that clear without questions. From the VIP section, a man stepped forward, tall, navy blue suit, face like stone. He walked past Stephanie, past the gaping guests, straight to the woman on the floor. Officer, the man said, eyes fixed on Mercy, step back. Oga, this woman is a fee. I said, step back. The officer stepped back. The stranger knelt down, a man in a suit that cost more than a Toyota Corolla, kneeling on the dirty floor. He took a white handkerchief from his pocket and offered it to Mercy. Wipe your face, Architect Mercy, he said softly. Mercy flinched, looking up with terror, but the eyes looking back were calm, steady like the earth. Who are you? I'm the man who waited for you for 3 hours last Tuesday, and I think it's time we got you out of here. He stood and offered his hand. Stephanie marched forward. Mr. David, sir, why are you helping this criminal? She stole my dress. She's a nobody. Mr. David turned slowly. We will discuss theft later, Stephanie, but for now, I am taking her, unless you want to arrest me too. Arrest Mr. David, the CEO of Davids and Associates, the man designing the new governor's lodge? Stephanie swallowed her rage, forcing a fake smile. Ah, sir, if you want to handle the family matter, take the rubbish away. As Mr. David led Mercy out, shielding her with his jacket, he leaned in and whispered, I know you didn't steal it to keep it, and I know what happened at the gate. Walk with your head up. The war has just started. The exposure. Mercy didn't go far. Mr. David's driver opened the door of a black G-Wagon parked outside. Inside, it was cool and quiet. Mercy sat, trembling. Mr. David handed her water. "Drink." She drank, coughed, drank again. "You are Mr. David, the CEO. And you are Mercy, first class, best graduating student in urban planning. I saw your portfolio online. It was brilliant." "I missed the interview." "I know. I also know about the palm oil. I live in Golden Gate Estate, house number 4, 2 houses down from your aunt's mansion." Mercy gasped. "I was behind the silver Camry that morning. I saw Stephanie roll down the window. I saw the security guard dump your bag. I saw you kneeling in the mud." "You saw?" "I saw. I wanted to intervene, but I stopped. If a big man intervenes for a nobody, they say he's sleeping with her. I needed to help you the right way, but today," he gestured to the ripped dress, "today you nearly broke." "I just wanted to feel human," Mercy sobbed, "just for 5 minutes." "And instead, you found something," Mr. David said. He pointed to her hand. Mercy looked down. Her fist was still clenched. She opened it slowly. 2 crumpled items rested in her palm. The first was a small pink slip. Lagos Island Pawn and Gold Exchange. Item 24K gold ring with diamond inset. Value 3.5 million naira. Loan given 800,000 naira. Date yesterday. Mercy frowned. "The ring? But Stephanie is wearing it." The second was a torn notebook page, written in aggressive red pen. "Stephanie, last warning. Emeka the Shark doesn't play. Pay the 5 million naira balance for the followers you bought and the fake logistics website, or we post your nudes. 24 hours. E." The silence was heavy. Mr. David looked at the papers. A slow, dangerous smile spread across his face. "So, the Slay Queen is broke, the logistics company is a lie, and the engagement ring is fake." "A fake?" "She pawned the real family heirloom and is wearing glass. Mrs. Adams doesn't joke with integrity. That ring belonged to her grandmother." Mr. David snapped photos of the evidence. "Mercy, do you want to go back to the BQ, back to ironing her clothes and eating leftovers?" "No," Mercy said from her belly. "Never." "Good, because we have the gun. Now we pull the trigger." He tapped the driver. "Sunday, take us to the mainland. We need to buy clothes." "Clothes for what?" "Tomorrow is Sunday. Stephanie announced she's holding a Thanksgiving service at the estate chapel to thank God for exposing her enemies." He laughed dryly. "We are going to that service. You will sit in the front row, and when the pastor asks for testimonies, you will stand up." Mercy's eyes widened. "I can't. She will kill me." "They won't hate you when they see the truth. I have the evidence. Can you be brave for one more day?" Mercy looked at the pawn ticket, thought of the palm oil, the mud, Junior who needed a real mother. "Yes," she said, "I can do it." The reckoning. Sunday morning at Golden Gate Estate Chapel, the air conditioning blew cold, but the atmosphere was hot. The chapel was packed. Stephanie had invited everybody, her committee, wealthy neighbors, her fiancé's family, random salon acquaintances. She wanted an audience for her glory. The choir swayed in purple robes, singing. The smell of expensive perfume was thick. Oud, Chanel, arrogance from the front row. There she was, Stephanie, in white lace, with a gele so high it touched heaven. She sat next to Mrs. Adams, her fiancé's mother, a woman made of iron and old money. Her fiancé, Kunle, sat scrolling his phone, bored. And Mercy, she entered through the back as the opening prayer ended. She wore the navy blue dress Mr. David bought, simple, elegant, dignified. She walked not like a housemaid, but like a woman who owns her silence. Mr. David walked beside her, face like stone. They sat in the last row. "Who is that?" Whispers traveled like electricity. "Is that not the house girl, the thief? She has liver coming to church after stealing." The whispers reached Stephanie. She turned, saw Mercy's simple dress, saw her at the back. Her arrogance returned. "She's here to beg, to watch me shine." If only she knew the ground was quicksand.
The pastor invited Stephanie to the pulpit. Sister Stephanie has a special Thanksgiving testimony. Stephanie danced to the stage, grabbed the microphone, wiped a fake tear. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah, the crowd responded. The Bible says, touch not my anointed. The enemy attacked me yesterday. A snake I fed tried to bite me. She's sitting there, the thief, the jealous witch. She came to mock me, but shame belongs to her. The church turned, 500 necks craning to look at Mercy. The judgment was heavy. Get out, someone shouted. Shameless girl, another yelled. Stephanie smiled, drunk on power. She tried to steal my engagement dress out of jealousy. She wants to destroy my marriage. But what God has joined together, let no man put asunder, the crowd roared. I forgive her, but she must leave. Ushers, remove the darkness. 2 large ushers walked down the aisle towards Mercy. Mr. David stood up. He didn't shout. He walked into the aisle, blocked them, raised one hand holding a small black flash drive. Before you remove anyone, Mr. David said, his voice booming without a microphone, I think we should hear the full testimony. The pastor paused. Mr. David, you are interrupting. I am not interrupting, Pastor. I am purifying it. Mr. David walked to the media booth, plugged the drive into the laptop connected to the massive projector screens. Stephanie, you said Mercy is a thief. You said she's jealous. Let us see. The massive screen flickered to life. Crystal clear image of the pawn ticket. Item, 24K gold ring. Owner, Stephanie Okeke. Value, 3.5 million naira. Loan, 800,000 naira. The church went dead silent. Mrs. Adams stood up. What is that? Stephanie laughed nervously. It's fake. Photoshop. Mercy made it.
Is it? Mr. David asked. Then explain this. The screen changed. A WhatsApp conversation between Stephanie and Emeka Loan Shark. Stephanie, please give me 1 more week. I will sell the ring. The old woman won't notice. Emeka, 24 hours or I post your nudes. The crowd gasped collectively. Psh, like air leaving a tire. Lies! Stephanie screamed, running toward the booth. Turn it off! But a small figure ran onto the altar. Junior, Stephanie's 8-year-old son, holding her iPhone plugged into the church's auxiliary cord. Junior, give me that phone! Stephanie shrieked. But the boy was faster. Tears streaming down his face. You said Auntie Mercy stole the money. You lied, Mommy. I heard you. He pressed play. Stephanie's voice blasted through the speakers. Loud, crude, undeniable. Forget that useless boy. I locked him in his room. And the ring? I pawned it. Bought a fake glass one at Yaba. My mother-in-law is senile. Once Kule transfers the wedding budget, I'll pay the shark and buy it back. The explosion was total. Mrs. Adams walked up to the pulpit. She stood before Stephanie. Mommy, it's a prank. Voice cloning. Mrs. Adams grabbed Stephanie's left hand, pulled it up, yanked off the ring. She held it to the light, then threw it on the marble floor. The diamond shattered into 3 pieces. Glass. Cheap, painted glass. You called me senile? Mrs. Adams asked, quietly. Deadly. You sold my mother's ring for Instagram likes? Mommy, please, it was the devil. Mercy tempted me. Don't call her name. Mrs. Adams kicked Stephanie's hand away. You wicked lying girl. The church erupted. Jesus, see disgrace, wonders. People stood on pews. Phones recorded live. Comments flew. Jesus is Lord. Exposed. Casting down every high thing. Kunle, the fiancé, walked to the stage, took the microphone. The wedding is cancelled. Stephanie, get out of my house today. No, you can't. She searched for allies. Pastor, help me. The pastor adjusted his glasses. Sister Stephanie, God is a God of truth. You have defiled this altar. From the back, a slow clap began. Stephanie's own mother, Auntie Grace, stood up, face wet with shame. I told you, Auntie Grace wailed. I told you to stop the fake life. Now look, you have disgraced the family. "Officers," Mr. David called. 2 police officers walked in from the back, boots heavy, clump, clump, clump. They walked up the aisle. Stephanie saw them. She tried to run behind the drum set, but slipped in her high heels, falling with legs splayed. Her high gele tumbled off, exposing unkempt, matted hair under a torn wig cap. The Slay Queen was gone. Only a desperate, fraudulent girl remained. The officers grabbed her. "Stephanie Okeke, you are under arrest for theft and fraud." Click, click, went the handcuffs. "I am an influencer. You can't arrest me," she screamed, kicking and spitting. They dragged her down the center aisle, the same aisle she'd walked like a queen minutes ago, now dragged like a goat. The crowd parted. Nobody helped. Her committee were deleting her pictures. As she passed the back row, she saw Mercy standing. Not smiling, not laughing, crying, tears of release. Stephanie stopped struggling. "Mercy, please, we are family." Mercy looked at her cousin, at the handcuffs, the torn wig. "Family doesn't destroy family, Stephanie," Mercy said softly. "You did this to yourself." The officers dragged Stephanie into the harsh sunlight. Sirens wailed. Inside, silence returned. Mrs. Adams walked to the back row, stopped before Mercy. The Iron Lady's eyes were soft. "My daughter, I am sorry. We were blind." "It's okay, Ma." "It is not okay, but we will make it right." She turned to Mr. David. "Thank you, David." "Don't thank me. Thank the architect who designed her own rescue." Mercy walked out of the church holding Junior's hand, Mr. David on the other side. She took a deep breath. The air smelled different. Not like palm oil, not like fear. It smelled like freedom. Behind her, the choir started singing louder. "Miracle Worker, Destiny Helper." The nightmare was over. Morning had come, and Mercy knew deep in her bones she would never bow her head in shame again. 6 months later. Fast forward 6 months. If you saw Mercy, you wouldn't recognize her. She stood on the balcony of her new Ikoyi apartment. 2 bedrooms, a kitchen smelling of lavender and fresh stew, a living room with soft rugs. Mrs. Adams had paid 2 years' rent as a thank you. Mercy tried to refuse, but you don't say no to Mrs. Adams. Mercy sipped her tea. She wore a crisp white linen shirt and tailored trousers. She looked like money. Not the kind Stephanie liked, but quiet, sure money from hard work. Her phone rang. New iPhone, bought with her own salary. "Hello, Architect Mercy," the site engineer said. "The structural plans for the new estate are ready." "Thank you, Tunde. I'll be there in 20 minutes. She walked to her parking lot, clicked a button. The lights of a sleek dark grey Hyundai Tucson flashed. Beep, beep. Not a gift, not a loan. She paid the deposit herself. As she drove out, security guards waved with respect. "Good morning, madam." She waved back. No fear, no shame. She drove past the bus stop, saw women struggling into a danfo. She remembered. God, she remembered. The heat, the sweat, the insults, but the bitterness was gone. Her skin glowed from peace. Her eyes were bright. She had forgiven the past, embraced the present, and was building the future. Junior spent weekends with her, now top of his class. He told her last week, "Auntie Mercy, I want to be an architect too, like you." That is restoration. It doesn't just fix your pocket, it fixes your legacy. And Stephanie, you know what they say. He who swallows a pestle must sleep standing. The video of her disgrace went viral. 2 million TikTok views. Every blog carried it. Slay Queen exposed, the fake ring scandal. She couldn't show her face in Lekki. Her friends blocked her. Loan sharks took her car. The landlord evicted her. Last week, someone saw her at Oshodi Underbridge. The noise was deafening. The air smelled of exhaust and roasted corn. A woman in a faded wrapper was arguing with a bus conductor. "Give me my 50 naira change. You cannot cheat me." Her wig was old. Her nails were gone. Her skin looked rough. It was Stephanie, fighting for 50 naira. The same girl who claimed she spent 50,000 on brunch. Above her,
on a massive billboard overlooking the highway was an advertisement for David and Associates' new housing project. And there, smiling in a hard hat, confident and radiant, was the lead architect, Mercy. Stephanie looked up. She saw the billboard. She saw the face of the cousin she called useless. She stopped arguing. The 50 naira fell into her hand in the mud. She just stood there while the conductor shouted, "Madam, enter or get down." She climbed into the crowded, sweaty bus, squeezed between market women, and vanished into traffic. She had dug a pit for Mercy, but she was the only one who fell inside. The lessons. This story is not just for entertainment. It is a mirror. Lesson 1. The table turns. Did you see how quickly life changed? In Act 1, Mercy was on the floor. In Act 4, she's on a billboard. Never look down on anyone because of their current situation. The person you are calling ragged today might be the person you need a job from tomorrow. Treat people well, not because they are rich, but because they are human. Lesson 2. Silence is a weapon. Mercy didn't fight Stephanie in the mud. When Stephanie lied, Mercy kept quiet. When Stephanie insulted her, Mercy kept quiet. Why? Because silence preserves your dignity while your enemy talks themselves into destruction. Sometimes, the best revenge is to let the fool keep talking until they reveal who they really are. Lesson 3. Vindication is public. If you are suffering secretly right now, if people are lying about you and you feel helpless, relax. God is not blind. Mercy suffered privately, but her restoration was public. The shame was in secret, but the glory was on a billboard. Don't try to force your vindication. Wait for it. When it comes, it will be so loud that even your enemies will have to clap. Lesson 4. Your gift will make room. Mercy lost everything, but she didn't lose her skill. She kept designing. She kept learning. Mr. David didn't hire her because he pitied her. He hired her because she was good. Develop your skills. Be excellent. Your talent is the one thing nobody can steal from you. Now, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been in Mercy's shoes? Have you ever helped someone who turned around to bite you? Or maybe you are waiting for your own Mr. David to show up. Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. Let's encourage each other. And listen to me. If you are going through hell right now, keep walking. Do not stop. Do not give up. Your story does not end in the mud. If this story touched your spirit, please share it. Send it to your WhatsApp groups. Post it on your status. You don't know who needs to hear that hope is still alive. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. We tell stories of truth, justice, and the Nigerian spirit every week. You don't want to miss the next one. May the God of mercy visit you. May your borrowed robes be replaced with your own royal gown. May your tears turn to laughter. And may everyone who waiting to see your shame live long enough to see your glory. Thank you for watching. God bless you. And remember, no condition is permanent.